everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today I'm going to be testing out a new product from BPerfects. I'm testing out their new blush, which is called the Cheek Liquid Blush, and yeah, I've been really excited to try this because I really love BPerfect, I really love blush. So yeah, I picked it up during, I can't remember what the discount, it was like a discount that happened recently, and I picked it up. It was like a couple of pounds off and I thought, why the hell not? So in the meantime, I'm going to put on a lot of other BPerfect products that I have used quite frequently, but the main focus of the show is the cheek. So I've already put on a primer because I don't have a BPerfect primer, so I'm using my Plump Right Back. They do have some new primers, but they're out of the one that I wanted, because they came out with some illuminating primers which are quite shimmery, so it might not be up my street, but I just really wanted to try it, and they just don't have the one that I wanted, so another time. But I am going to be going in with their Chroma Cover foundation, which I do like quite a lot, so I've been using this a lot. So the reason that I use that primer is because this is a very it's a very thick full coverage foundation, so I wanted to add something that's going to add a bit of kind of plumpiness to my skin, because this is so drying, and I do have very kind of like oily combination skin, and at the moment it's quite a humid day, so I just wanted to add a bit of a primer that I knew would kind of give this a bit of a benefit. So I don't know if the illuminating primers are there to kind of help with this foundation, because I reviewed this a few times and I do really like it, but it can be extremely dry on your skin. So that's why I feel like having a primer that is gonna kind of balance it out, and it is a really great coverage. I don't have a concealer because they did come out with a concealer with the Chroma Cover line, but I felt like I don't really need the concealer right now, because again I would mostly use it with this foundation. And sorry, my nose ring is like all over the place. I would mostly use it with this foundation, but because the coverage is insane, like you can see already how well it's done on my skin, I just would, yeah, I'd leave it at this. I wouldn't really add a concealer, but maybe in the future again I would probably pick it up. But BPerfect always have some kind of sale on, like right now, well, yesterday when I was looking on their website, they were doing a buy one get one free for like the Jubilee, and I was like, you know what, I need to stop, because recently I've been buying a lot of things and I need to just slow it down just a tad when it comes to makeup. So anyway, let's go on to like a quick bronzer and define. So I'm going to go in with their Shape Stick. I'm going to just use one of my brushes, like a really kind of defined brush. I like this brush because it kind of, I'm not too great when it comes to using bronzers and contouring, so this brush itself is going to help give me a bit more of a dedicated, defined look to what I'm trying to do, because I really, I'm learning as it comes, to do bronzing and stuff like that. And they do come out, they have got some new bronzers, they're called Cronzers or something like that. It's a really odd name. I've heard very nice things about them. I haven't picked them up just because I personally don't use them that much, so I wouldn't really benefit from purchasing it, because it would just be sitting there, and I would, obviously I try my best to do contouring and bronzing and stuff like that, but I really don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just kind of doing it in my usual places that I would just bronze to give myself a bit of shade and basically make my cheeks not look too massive, which is what they already are. So that's done a little bit, and it's so nice and creamy, and I think with this you do get a few shades as well, and this was in the shade Latte, so this is a really nice kind of soft, yeah, just adding a bit of glow to my skin, because the Chroma Cover I think is a good shade for me. I believe it's in C2, yeah, and there's a really big shade selection for this. So if you're looking for a really nice full coverage foundation, I know during the summer it's probably not going to be the most ideal, but if you do want something that is going to give you a bit more coverage, I highly suggest like using black foundation. So let's go on to the reason I'm filming this video, which is the Cheek liquid blush, and this came out, I'd say, about 2-3 weeks ago, so it's not their most recent release, because I know recently they've come out with a new eyeshadow palette with an influencer called Lord China, I think. I don't know who that is, so I'm not going to get the palette, just because, and that sounds silly of me, but I kind of only tend to buy collaborations of people that I tend to know and stuff like that. The palette is really nice. It's a rainbow palette, so it's not like my kind of favorite palette to go for, but I've seen a review by Makeup by Missa, she did it, and it does look a nice palette. But anyway, we're going on to the Cheek review. So people have also said that this is a kind of like copycat of Made by Mitchell's blushes, so I don't know, because I haven't actually tried the blushes yet. I do have one that I purchased recently. I'm going to be reviewing that in another video, so make sure you're subscribed to see what I feel of those. But yeah, when it comes to the Cheek, actually this is a massive bottle. I'm surprised they didn't call them like bronzers or something like that. I literally thought of that before I started filming, so soon, because you've got the bronzer, which is your cream bronzer, and then you've got a cream blush, which is like a crush or something like that. They could have called it that, but this is a really nice bottle, and you've got a nice big doe foot, which I guess is quite similar to the Made by Mitchell ones, but to be honest, like, nothing's really that original anymore, so I'm not sure how similar it is to it. This is in the shade Blushing, so I'm just going to use my sponge and we're just going to put this on, and I believe they came out with about five or six new shades with this, and I'm a big fan of their other blushes as well, part of their kind of polar vortex kind of range that came out, and this blush is obviously a cream blush, so I'm obsessed with cream blushes at the moment. Any opportunity I get, I just try and buy a new one, although I've put myself on hold for some other new ones, so we'll see how this goes. But this is looking quite buildable. I mean, I like to have mine quite prominent. I like mine to be quite pigmented. That's just a personal preference, but of course you can just add more if you want to, and this is a bit of a deeper shade, so there's nice examples on the website with different models of different skin tones to see what it looks like. And this was obviously a bit of a deeper shade, but I don't like wearing very like over the top red or kind of coral ones. I like kind of deeper tones, so this one is super nice. This one is kind of up my street. I think price wise this is about £13, and you do get a lot in here for that money too. The only reason that I held off with buying this so quickly was because the shipping is not free unless it's like £30-40 or something, and there was nothing that I wanted, and I think shipping is about £5 or £4.50, so I was like, I'm gonna hold off. But then I saw that there was a sale again. I can't remember what the discount sale was, but it was like 25% off or something like that, so I did pick this up, and yeah, I've had it sitting in my collection for a while just because I haven't had a chance to film because I've been working so much. But yeah, this is nice. I mean, it's a bit subtle for me, but I do like how it blends. It does blend very nicely. So this is a multi-use product. I'm just having a look at the box. It says can be used on lips, cheeks and eyes. Okay, I'm not going to use it on my eyes. I don't know about lips. I mean, maybe in the future, next time I'll use it on my lips. I'm not a big fan of putting products like on my face and then on my lip, because obviously your lip is, you know, if you consume it or something, I don't know, I just get a bit paranoid with stuff like that. I'm sure it's absolutely fine, but maybe in the future. I'm just gonna pat everything down with my setting powder, my NYX setting powder. So yeah, that powder is super duper nice. I mean, is it worth it? I mean, yeah, especially because it is quite buildable and you do get a lot of product in there. You get, let me see how much you get in there. Does it say, am I blind because I haven't got my glasses on me? I can only assume that it's a lot because the bottle is quite big. Right, so that's looking good. We're now going to go on to highlighting. So I'm just going to use one of my favourite, which is the Polar Vortex in the shade Frosted. So the blush I mentioned, for the life of me, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's part of like this kind of collection, and those are like stunning powder blushes. But I thought I would try the liquid one, and yeah, I'm quite happy that I did now. But these are nice, kind of like blending together. So like the highlighter is stunning. Like this is definitely one of my favorite highlighters ever. So let's go on to eyeshadow, and I've just been in love with my antidote. I keep on saying anecdote, well it's not that. Antidote palette by Stacey Marie. So this was her recent collaboration. Like I mentioned, they have come up with some other eyeshadow palette recently, with other like influencers, I guess, but I just haven't purchased them because I don't really know who they are. I do like their mini like compass collection, but the shades don't really appeal to me as much. So even the green one, I mean, it's nice, but it's not like I would go out of my way to buy it. So I do have this one, and to be honest, the greens in here are stunning anyway. So I'm just going to do a kind of, I don't know, what haven't I done yet? I've done pretty much most of the looks that I could do with this palette. I kind of have, well, I have only like one red lip, but I will probably just, I'm going to go in with some random shades. Let's just see where it takes us. So I am going to start off with probably Fall, which is just here, and it comes with a beautiful size mirror. I did mention when I initially got this palette that I got it, I think it was during a St. Patrick's Day discount, so not even that long ago that I've had it, and I got it for half price, and it is really worth it. I mean, they also had the Tahiti palette, which again is absolutely stunning. I mentioned before that I actually have a dupe of that palette, so I don't essentially need it, but I can assume that it's definitely worth the money because it's such a popular palette. But a lot of people have said that they're not into this palette as much, but I honestly have had no issues. I do love the color selection. I love, even though the size of these palettes are a little bit of a pain for me to actually store because I just have my makeup in like little crates so I just need somewhere to kind of put them. But I'm not the biggest fan of like massive palettes, but I understand why brands do them, just so you can obviously get more for your money, because this palette normally is about £40 and you get, I think you get like 42, no, you get 30, like 42 shades I think, or something like that. I'm not very good at counting, but it is a gorgeous palette. Like I surprised myself as to how much I have used it, because I was like, okay, this is a nice shade selection. You've got your red, you've got your new tones and your greens, and for me that's kind of what I like. There's a nice selection of just shades that I would use on a daily basis. I'm going to go in now with October, which is just here, and again holding this up to a camera is a little bit annoying, but it's fine. We're just gonna carry on. I'm not doing a crazy look today. We're just doing a nice like autumnal kind of look in the spring, so that's fine. I'm very it always needs to be autumn for me, so that's good enough. But yeah, these shades are just stunning. So I'm sure they'll come out with another collection soon. I think this is like the 3rd or 4th collection with Stacey Marie, so yeah, I'm looking forward if they bring out anything else. So far we're doing nice on this, and that's just 2 shades. I don't have anything else on like a base or anything, so I'm just going to finish it off with a shimmer because today we're not doing anything too insane. So I thought let's just do something simple, and then let's just go in with Brass just here. So, and that can be the last shade that I'll use, and I don't think I've used that shade yet, so yeah. Oh, these shimmers are absolutely stunning. Like barely any effort to make this look insane. Like that's really nice. Wow, okay. I know I haven't done anything too stunning today, but again, it's more for time than anything else because I've used this palette so much and I've done more initial reviews on it. If you want to check out those videos, then please go ahead. I'm actually going to go in with my lips off camera quickly. I'm going to use my Supreme Velvet Fast Lane, well, yeah, in the shade Fast Lane, and on top of that I'm going to add one of my lip glosses, and this is in the shade Girl Code. This is a bit of a purple one, but I think on top of the red it kind of mellows it out a bit, so I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back, and this is my finished look. So when it comes to obviously just reviewing the blush itself, I say it's quite subtle, but if you like subtle blushes, I think this is perfect for you. For me, I feel like it could have been a little bit more pigmented, like, you know, you still can see that I'm wearing blush, but for me I like it to be oomph. But I don't know if that's just my problem, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I want more, but is it enough in like a general blush, you know, kind of in the blush world basically. But I do think this is definitely worth like £13 for that. For the amount that you get, it's quite a hefty blush as well, so I'm not going to say like it's a travel friendly blush or anything. Doe foot is nice, the shade itself is quite nice. This is kind of like my kind of tone that I kind of love going for these days, because again, like I mentioned before, the reds are a bit too much for me, but you know, I think everything has come really well together. Let me know what you think. Have you picked up the cheek? Do you think it is quite similar to Made by Mitchell's, and do you think it's worth the money as well? But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias, because I'm always active on there. And I hope you guys are doing really well, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.